Welcome to the Biopharma Business Intelligence Unit, where symbolic integrity meets strategic clarity. At BBIU, we go beyond the headlines to decode the structural forces behind global biopharma, AI, and economic realignment. If you value precision, verification, and symbolic depth, this channel is for you. Subscribe now to access our weekly briefings, dossiers, and intelligence reports, and consider joining our institutional tier to unlock early warning systems, custom metrics, and exclusive strategic insight. You're not just listening, you're entering the future of epistemic intelligence. www.biopharmabusinessintelligenceunit.com.
Common diseases, hidden rarities, the 3% logic that challenges the 97%. OC 28th Executive Summary, a recent New England Journal of Medicine study, Rahimov et al., NEJM 2025, 393, 1589 to 1598, demonstrates that up to 3% of patients diagnosed with common diseases such as multiple sclerosis, inflammatory bowel disease, or atopic dermatitis, in fact, carry rare monogenic disorders. Using genome and exome sequencing in the UK Biobank and clinical trial cohorts, researchers revealed how hidden rare diseases confound clinical trials, distort therapeutic efficacy signals, and delay accurate patient care. The paradox is clear. To capture a small minority, 3%, one must consider genetic testing across the entire 100% of patients. Yet clinical and economic logic suggests a more stratified approach. Sequencing should be reserved for patients refractory to standard therapies. Structured opinion, BBIU analysis, clinical layer misdiagnosis of rare monogenic disorders as common diseases explains treatment refractoriness in a subset of patients. For these individuals, genetic diagnosis changes clinical management completely, redirecting them to orphan drugs, gene therapies, or bone marrow transplantation. For the majority, 97%, sequencing confirms the existing diagnosis but does not alter treatment. Economic layer, universal sequencing of common disease cohorts could redirect billions from therapeutic budgets to diagnostics. For industry, this expands the market for genomic platforms but compresses drug ROI, as trials risk dilution by hidden subgroups. A tiered diagnostic strategy, standard treatment first, sequencing only in non-responders, preserves economic balance. Symbolic layer. The distinction between common and rare diseases collapses. Every patient becomes a potential carrier of rarity. Medicine shifts from probabilistic categories to individualized molecular identities. Symbolically, this reframes disease not as population labels, but as genomic mosaics. Systemic layer. If regulators adopt the logic of mandatory stratification, Phase 3 trial enrollment will require genomic pre-screening. This could delay trial initiation, but increase precision. Health systems may resist universal sequencing, but payer incentives will converge toward covering sequencing in refractory or atypical patients. Final integrity verdict. Integrity level, moderate high. The study is methodologically sound and highlights a critical blind spot in clinical medicine. Yet the implied expansion to universal sequencing requires stronger cost-benefit justification. Selective deployment in refractory patients appears more rational. You've reached the end of the open section of this BBIU content. The complete analysis, with full data, structural frameworks, and extended annexes, is available exclusively to our subscribers. At BBIU, we believe the real value lies beyond headlines, in the depth of structural intelligence that helps leaders and organizations see further. If you want access to the complete archive and future reports, join us at BBIU and take part in the next level of analysis.